Appreciate y'all being here to cover our guys and our game. Good win, thorough in a lot of ways. Wasn't pleased with the long run at the end, but really, as a whole, really good football game by our guys. I thought a lot of things showed up that were really fundamental and detailed that made us successful. And, happy to get the win on homecoming. I thought it was a great crowd. I thought the students showed out big time. I thought the fans did a great job showing up to support our team. I'm very, very, very grateful that so many people came back. I went on my Friday run yesterday after our practice, which is what I always do on Friday, and I felt like there was more people on campus than I've ever seen here, which is really cool to see all the alumni back and all the fans back, on campus. 10th year anniversary of Ullman, just a fun environment and what college football is supposed to be all about. And so very, very grateful for our fan base being here today and supporting our team. And we can't be as good as we can be without their support. So with that, we'll open for questions.
When you rush for 327 yards, 5 touchdowns, I would imagine that's going to be a recipe for success most days.
Yeah, if you run for over 300, you should win. We fumbled the ball there, and I wasn't real pleased with that. But 52 carries for 327. A lot of guys got in on the act. Mackay, the usual for him, just a pedestrian day of 153 yards, 8 yards to carry. Ty Thompson, Trey got in there. He had the fumble, but he was really rushing the ball good until that fumble, and then but a lot of guys in on the act. Really successful day on the ground.
How much do you feel like that? I mean, especially like in that first half, kind of set the tone for just kind of the dominance that your team showed.
Yeah, they were kind of aggravating us a little bit with some things they were doing on our offense. They did some nice things, brought a couple edge pressures, kind of did some things that were different than they had shown on tape. They were coming off of a bye week, so we knew they were going to maybe bust out some looks that we hadn't quite seen as much of. So early in the game, first quarter, a couple of things that stalled out on us. They did a good job of sort of maybe throwing us a changeup or a curveball, if you will. It wasn't the norm. They had shown some stuff with where they were setting their fronts that kind of changes how we target some things. So credit to them for finding a way to be aggravating in regards to how they presented the defense early in the game. And we didn't handle it great initially, but we kind of settled in.
So Shaz Preston had his first catch and made it memorable, but it looked like somebody ran the wrong route.
It wasn't as clean. I mean, they were trying to run the right route. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't timed up and it wasn't quite as clean as it should have been. There was definitely 2 guys in closer proximity than they should be. Just like we drew it up, touchdown. But very happy for Shaz. Mm-hmm. Extremely long layoff after he came off the injury this summer. Hadn't been in the action a ton. Was kind of back North Texas, but didn't really practice enough during the week to merit playing him. Got in a few snaps against Charlotte. Had one that we were trying to target him against Charlotte, but the throw just wasn't there. Yeah. And then for him to get that catch today and score a touchdown, just so pleased and happy for the young man. He transferred here, but he hadn't ever really played a lot. This is his first college game action this year. It's his first catch, first touchdown, all those things. And so just very proud of his success and happy for him to get that. And he's got to keep growing. We need a lot of those guys in that room to step up.
And 2 other things, you went with Patrick Durkin at kicker. Was that just on the week of practice? And Caleb Thomas earned a start, I guess, for all his long contributions in his career here.
Yeah, so Patrick first. Durkin, we felt like, he's been out with an injury, kind of been coming back. During the summer, we felt like he had been really strong, and we just kind of wanted to see him go. He's ready for game action. Felt like he was the strongest, most consistent guy through the week. Every job is earned. Love Jacob Barnes, love Ethan Head. Both those guys have done great jobs. Jacob's handled the field goal, extra point duties a lot this year. Head's handled the kickoffs all year. But Durkin's available, and we wanted to kind of, we wanted to see the leg, wanted to see him swing. And so he kicked off a few times. We alternated on kickoff, and he handled all the extra points and field goals. And just felt like we needed to see what we had in him. And we've seen some good things in the summer, but just wanted to give him an opportunity. And then Caleb Thomas, he's an unsung hero of our football team. He's a 6th O-lineman. He's really primarily an interior player, a center guard. He's played some jumbo tight end, does not start. He's a senior who's been through a lot here. He's played over 1,000 snaps. One of those guys that, he's going to be really, really successful in life. He's like ultimate like Tulane guy. Like he's gonna run somebody's company one day and do really well, and like probably be the kind of guy that like hires and fires me. You know, he's a stud. But he is such a great teammate, such a great locker room guy. He's just a fun guy to be around, and our team loves him. And so he was a captain today, and he got to start today for homecoming because we felt like that was the right thing to do, and he had earned it. And just really, really happy for him, and couldn't be more grateful for the contributions he's made to this program since his time here. You know, going back to way before us getting here as a staff.
And then one thing I know, you want to celebrate this. You got Navy coming up next. The results today mean that's a monster game. It was going to be a big game anyway, but a monster game.
Yeah, they're all big. You know, every game's big. You only get 12 of them. But this one obviously has some added value because of what's on the line, and it's a handful, man. Like, you know, defending any kind of quarterback run, option-ish type stuff, they're different than Army. We've played Army the last 2 years when we were at Troy. Navy's very different with how they do some things, and their pass game's a little different. Their quarterback, I think, is an elite player. Like, he is a special player. They're a really good football team. So to go on the road up there and find a way to get a win is going to be a real challenge. And I told our guys, we usually have a 24-hour rule where you enjoy the game or, you know, are angry about the game, stew over it if it doesn't go your way. We got till midnight tonight. It's like, you know, I think it was Cinderella, right? That midnight, is that right, Cinderella? Yeah, so midnight tonight. And then after midnight tonight, this one's gone. We got to get to the next one real fast because it's going to take a lot of work for us to be prepared with what they do. I think they're really good defensively too. They're well coached. I think their staff does a great job. I got a lot of respect for them.
I kind of asked you this during the week, but to that point of midnight, we have to turn the page. Your group's focus has been, to me, one of the most impressive things throughout this year.
Yeah.
Like, how much do you feel like, even with that task, that big task coming up, that like this group is like gonna be locked in and obviously where they need to be?
Yeah, I think, you know, you always worry about guys being in the moment, being present, being where their feet are. You also always worry about teams becoming complacent. It's human nature to relax when things are going good. This team's done a pretty good job, I feel like, of just kind of staying, you know, process-oriented, staying hungry, keeping a chip on your shoulder, understanding that you get what you earn. You're only as good as your last day or the next day. Like, there's no, like, can't look too far out in front, can't worry about the past, you know. I tell our guys all the time, if you worry about the future too much, that creates like worry or anxiety. If you worry about the past, it creates regret in your heart. Man, just live where you are. Like, be where you are. And we got to be really good in every moment this week to get ready for what I think is a top 25, top 30 football team for sure with the way they play. When they're executing all levels, like, they've been a problem for a lot of people. So we got to work it out for us for sure.
And then on today, your defense gave up 5 first downs all day. Is that maybe the thing that was most impressive about their performance, or what would you say stood out the most about your defense today?
Yeah, I think we had a good number of 3-and-outs. We didn't allow a whole lot of extended drives. Holding the team to 6 points is really good. We gave up a 75-yard run that really pisses me off. Like, I'm just still angry about that. And they're going to get a run, but like we got 11 guys in the field. Nobody could go make a tackle. We played with rotten effort on that play. So the defense, if they think they've got it all figured out, that play, they're going to watch it tomorrow or Monday. Sorry, and if they want to feel like they did something today, they realize real fast that wasn't good enough. So sorry, I'm a little angry about that play. Yeah, and I want this shut up, but I just don't like bad football plays. That was a really bad football play. Like, we have a guy unblocked in the backfield, could have made the play. He didn't make it, okay. And we got 10 other guys that we have 3 guys I think that just flat loafed on the play in the pursuit of the football, and it's like, that makes me want to throw something. I won't throw it just at y'all or anything, but it makes me frustrating. Awesome. Thank y'all. Appreciate you.